call it at 7:30. My roommate's having someone come by to look at the room. Oh,
All right. Well, welcome back. Last time we ran, you met with the Countess of this castle of Lynn Armal. Her name is
What a great
Sansuri,
name.
I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Countess Sansuri. And through some clever and charming negotiations, she has bequeathed to you a guest room and a second key, of which to visit upon her captive guest, a bronze dragon who you know as Felgalos.
Wasn't it
Also known
Felgalos
as
the Unlucky?
Felgalos the Unlucky.
Yeah. I'm not going to feel good about this bit, but... I mean, we can always deal with it. Well, I mean, we're fully rested. We feel stronger somehow as if we passed an arbitrary amount of experience.
Yeah.
Shall we summon the Castellan and go visit the dragon? Well, before we do that, what do we want to do about this? Because I'm not kosher with torture, and it sounds like we're probably not going to do any better than the Countess is with all the screaming. We can try reasoning with him, or we can try and...
Provided the bronze dragon, which I would assume, because he's bronze, is, good, then we have a duty to free him, I'd say.
That is debatable depending on what he did. It's possible he slighted It's possible he slighted, or it might just be a horrible, horrible situation, but...
Right now, it looks like he was captured specifically for the knowledge, but yes.
Well, let's summon the Castellan and get going before we sit here talking about it for 30 minutes.
Okay. You look around, and next to the large door, you see a rope drawstring attached to a bell.
The bell as big as us.
It is a very large bell.
Dong.
It might take more than one of you to pull this thing.
I'll
Creek,
reach
Maradi.
up and grab the pole chain.
Shall all
Roll
three
strength.
of you.
Rolling strength.
I'm...
That is
No.
not a good
This
strength.
is how you pull. This is how you pull to summon.
What
What a great start!
All four of you clasp the rope with both of your hands and start lifting yourself up off the ground. The bell is unmoved.
All right.
Can I
This
like
reminds
try
me
and
of
get
gym
off the
class.
wall?
2, 3, pull.
Pull. Hey.
Alright. Creek is able to plant his feet and noodle arm his way to ringing the bell. A single large ding note echoes throughout the
My
halls.
tendies are done.
About 2 minutes pass.
Let's get away from the rope and away from the door.
Door will open, and beyond it,
Pardon me, but
the
this door doesn't
Castellan appears.
This door doesn't seem to have any hinges. It's just floating there with an inch of space.
Well, yes, it's cloud giant technology, says the Castellan.
I see.
Have you summoned me for a lesson on how we maintain our doors?
No, of course not. We are ready to speak with the guest.
As charming as that lesson, I'm sure it would be.
Indeed, please follow me. I assume you have the key the Countess provided you.
Of course.
Creek?
Yep, and I have it. I still have it on my back.
All right, looks like a keyblade.
Can I use it like a keyblade?
No.
Are you proficient in keyblades?
Let me see.
Give me 2
We'll
months
use
and I
some
will
men.
be.
It will lead you to a door here.
Unfortunately, to be proficient in Keyblade, you have to buy a physical copy of the story so far, which is like $150.
What are dollars?
Open this door. Can I rotate this? I cannot.
Oh, that was fairly close by. Oh, wait, no, those are griffins.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry, those are some type of winged lion owls.
You've seen griffins before,
Oh.
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah, we fought
Yeah,
them.
Maybe.
we killed some.
Oh, I don't really like thinking about it.
Haphazardly arranged about this entirety room are 5 tall wooden cages. 5 griffins are kept here, one in each cage. They peck and scratch at their cages, and the floor around them is littered with bits of broken wood.
Can it
To
really be
the-
called wood when it's larger than us?
What else?
A
Would you
tree
call
is
them
still
trees?
wood.
Logs.
regardless
Crisaro
of the
will
size.
continue to walk inside and say, "Don't mind the griffins, but don't get too close to the cages. Their beaks can point out of them."
Good to know.
Yeah,
I
so-
keep a wide berth.
Shimmy along
Shimmy
the
along.
wall.
Okay, fine.
As you reach these 2 large doors, he'll say, "Use the key to get in. I will be waiting elsewhere."
Understandable. Have
He
a
takes
nice
his
day.
leave.
Griffin machine broke.
All right.
Well,
So-
Creek, put the key in.
So, quick question about where the key goes, the keyhole, as some might call it. How am I able to do that without any difficulty?
You'll have to reach out and place the key in the hole.
How high is the?
About 15 feet up.
All right.
Well, somebody's gonna need a boost. Actually, I'm gonna push on the door just to be sure.
Door won't give.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I think it's safe to assume this
Oh, I'm
one is
sorry,
locked
it's
because we
10
have the
feet up,
key.
not
Oh,
15.
okay. Then can I use my noodle arms to do it?
To be fair, I feel
Yes.
like
All right,
You
noodle
can
arms.
stretch
then.
up your arms and slide that key in. Turning the
This
key
horrifying noodle-
clockwise will unlock the doors, which will swing open inwards.
interesting. We didn't put any power into it.
Nope, it seems like the key is just automatically throwing the door there.
Okay.
Does it worry anyone
Oh.
else how much we rely on noodle arms to get us to
A
do
bronze
stuff?
dragon is chained to the back of the wall and
Ask
floor
questions.
of this spacious windowless cell. 2 locked manacles bind its hind legs, preventing it from moving more than a few feet in any direction. It has a locked collar around his neck and an iron muzzle covering its snout.
Well,
Dragon is apparently sleeping.
can the muzzle, like, does it look like something to keep its mouth closed, or can it look like it could speak through it?
It's like one of those dog muzzles. It's like a full, or like one of those things that horses would wear when they're eating oats.
Gotcha. So
It
it
sounds
probably
like the-
couldn't talk while it has it on, but we don't want to remove it because I don't want to get nailed by. Quick question: does anyone know what
I'm-
bronze dragons breathe?
I'm pretty sure it should be able to talk because how else are you going to get information?
Probably like
out of someone?
electricity, or fire, or
I thought it was
fiery
acid.
electricity.
I thought copper was acid. Well, we
That might be it.
questions for later. For now, go wake it up, Creek.
You also notice that the dragon is bleeding from multiple wounds.
Well, let's just say we figured out where the screaming came from. Although I guess she had told us, but nice to see.
Confirmation.
Yeah. Based on how large it is, could we get an estimate of how old it is?
Looks like it's definitely not as big as
The
Elmerith.
ice dragon.
Yeah, but it seems like it's fully grown.
Okay. Is there any way to close these doors behind us? Or did they already
Uh,
close?
Try giving him a push or a pull.
I'll
I mean,
try to push.
most likely a push.
I go from where the doors opened up and I push them inward as if to swing them shut.
As long as we can get it closed, that's good for us.
Can I push them shut?
Roll me strength.
You got it.
Can I aid him in this?
No. Well, let's
Yeah.
see if he aids in this.
If you're aiding, then roll with advantage.
All right.
Wow.
No. This is how you do it. God damn it. That's gonna
Now,
work
let's
sometime.
not get crazy here.
Roddy, roll
Allow
perception.
me.
Oh, never mind. If you got a strength, then you can't perceive.
Why do you have a -1/+1?
Yeah,
That's a good question.
How did that happen?
Well,
Wait,
this sucks.
Do you get Jote?
Do I get what?
Jack of all trades.
Oh,
If that works, that'd be hilarious, but
yes. I don't know.
It's
Let me just
strange.
try.
Oh wait, you don't get that for
Yeah.
checks. That doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
huh. Or maybe it's a bard thing where you just get one to all of your ability
Anyway,
It is an
checks.
ability check, I
yeah.
believe.
I'm gonna
Oh,
just look.
it's because
while they're
he's
trying to do
not
that, I'm gonna sit on
proficient.
some wood and watch the dragon.
Well, you're only proficient in saving throws, so like I
No,
can
you're
do
proficient in
charisma right
skills.
now.
But your thing is you get 1 to
Like,
anything you're not
I'm
proficient
proficient
in.
in charisma saving throws, but see, I still got the +1 because this isn't a saving throw.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Because the +1 to things you're not proficient in, this is essentially an ability check, like a skill.
Hey, reload by accident.
Okay.
I'll be back in a moment.
But legitimately, I mean, while they're working to get that, I'll try my best to gingerly wake the dragon non-threateningly.
Dragon.
And how are you going to do that?
15, close it.
Yes.
Hang on.
The doors will now slam shut, and they will stay shut.
Does that wake it up?
No, dragon is still
Okay.
sleepy.
Is there a keyhole on this side?
Yes, but the key is still in the other side.
So we just locked ourselves in here.
Probably, but
It
whatever.
would seem.
Well, I guess that's another one of those chalk it up to we assumed we would take the key out, but we didn't say it, so.
I'll be
It-
honest.
it
I
takes a
knew.
lot
I
of
just didn't.
effort to
I just
move that
kept to
key in there.
myself
Why?
because I wanted you folks to figure it out for once. Anyways,
Well, now we're all locked
what I'll
in
do
here.
is I'll cast. I believe it's thaumaturgy that allows me to have my voice be a bit louder. And I'll put it.
I take
I'm
the
not gonna
chime.
have it
I
be
take the
like
chime of
super
opening and I use it
chattery.
twice.
What?
The first one removes the key, the second one opens the door.
The door will swing back open.
Oh, we're doing this now? I thought we were gonna wait until after.
I mean, I'd rather have the key, and if we can just end this quickly.
The key is on the ground.
I go pick up the key. Doop, pick it up. Doop, step back inside.
Okay, now we can get the door shut. Someone to get stuck.
Well, okay. The dragon's chained up, right?
Oh, yes.
So why should we even close the doors in the first place?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming we're going to be healing it and talking with it.
Okay, fair enough. All right,
Right,
Like-
this is great.
I'll try
What
to shut the
little
doors
we can
again.
get.
Okay, roll strength.
Yep.
What is
Day
with these
just
rolls
not my
tonight?
day.
I blame Jordan for coming in so late.
Oh, sure.
Well, while they're doing that,
Shal's able to budget just closed.
Okay.
what I'll do is I'll use the Issei rune to make the protective shell on me and just kind of gingerly try and, nudge the dragon awake, not punching it. So hopefully if it wakes up and thrashes me, I'll be protected and be able to get to safety, but...
Well, the dragon scales are roughshod, and you're nudging, and the dragon seems to be whimpering in a small, weak voice. It seems to be having some sort of a bad dream.
Maradi, do you think you could hit it with some type of healing? Whatever it is you bards
certainly.
do.
And I'll go up and with a few tones of the lute, I'll use Cure Wounds as a third level. Oh, that doesn't. Okay, fine. It's what, 3d8?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Plus spellcasting.
Right, so 19 plus 4.
It's actually a really good roll. To be fair, a dragon probably has hundreds, but maybe that'll make it feel better.
Well, the dragon's eyes will shoot awake, and it will start to reflexively curl back up into as small a frame as it can. And his eyes fall upon Mateus.
Oh, and I
And
suppose I'd be
shock.
up here since it's
Yeah,
in
you'd be
his touch
closer.
spell.
Yeah, you have to touch.
Shock will turn to curiosity.
I'll
as-
hold my hands up well.
As
I
the
guess if
dragon-
I touched him, I'd put my hands up.
As the dragon awfully says, "Is this another trick, Sensory?"
Sensori is not here. We are adventurers seeking the cause
Actually-
behind the ordning.
Actually, it's speaking in giant. Who can...
No.
Shall can understand it.
We not cloud giant. We search big omelet.
You wouldn't happen to speak common by any chance, would you?
Short
The
version
language of
is
the little people. I guess illusions would be realistic like that. But
Oh,
I'm
no.
going to speak to it in Draconian, saying, we mean you no harm. We're seeking the cause behind the ordning, and we heard your screams.
yes, I guess I would be. I guess those screams would be rather loud, but you'd be tortured for several weeks and
We
not try to let out a
understand.
roar.
Yes.
Why have you
We-
come here?
We
The
had
whole
business.
conversation is going on. I'm just kind of scratching my
We
head.
had business with the Cloud Giants in that we need a relic of theirs, and when we arrived, we convinced them that we could be of assistance, but if said assistance is torturing someone of your nature, we don't really feel that's the best use of our skills.
Roll me persuasion with advantage.
Please, God. Okay.
Your words seem to calm the dragon, especially when it's spoken in its mother tongue. It will kind of unfurl itself from its fetal position and hopelessly tug at its chains, saying, If I were just free of this accursed place, I have no idea why she believes I know where all that dragon hoard is stashed. It was lost well before I was even born. But she doesn't listen to reason. She only has her own vainglorious attempts at assuming her rightful place on top of the giants as her only goal.
Going for the 3 count, huh?
I just realized something. Now someone of his age may not, but what of what's her name, the blue dragon?
Ilmarith,
Yeah.
Well, I
She's-
mean,
are you going
Hold on.
to ask Felgalos about
Hey,
her?
well, I mean, assuming that he's been keeping a conversation with Mateus, in
You have no
Draconic.
idea what they're saying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I've just been kind of
You know
sitting
that scene
around
in
just
Harry
sort of.
Potter where he starts talking to the snake?
Well, yeah, but
Like,
I'm assuming that Mateus has at the very least been,
I'll kind of turn away and
No,
relay.
no.
yeah. So if he's been relaying that,
I'm trying to.
So
I
I'll
explained
pretty much
perhaps
just-
we can use Ilmarith's last known location as, a way to bargain, but
Well,
a
last
weak
known
one.
location was a good several days ago, and I
true.
doubt that a collapsing mountain would stop an ancient blue dragon. But, so it sounds
I'm
like...
trying to make.
Actually, he mentioned that he has no idea. Can I insight that just to be sure? Like,
yes,
I'm
go ahead.
guessing he's going to be telling the truth. Oh, I didn't mean to roll advantage, but I would have
Fine,
taken the
I'll
left.
take the 16.
Yeah.
It seems very genuine that Felgalos is in real pain, and he would have probably released that information long ago if he knew it.
Okay. Well, do you think it'd be possible to convince Sensuri that he doesn't know? It seems a third-party opinion might be able to, but...
A voice in your head does chime in is, do you think she'd want to hear that he has no...
Yeah, I think if we were to tell her he legitimately doesn't know, then that would lead to suspicion on our part.
Or swift death.
Or at the very least,
Suspicion which
failure
leads
to
to a
procure
swift
what
death.
she wants.
That's another thing, too. To be fair, she just wants us to find this place, and she just assumed we'd question the dragon to do it. We could always find it some other way. I don't know how that would be, but that's an avenue we could explore.
I suppose we could say that he knows someone that does
Or
know.
maybe we use this to our advantage and say the dragon told us that, say, the fire giants or ice giants have that knowledge, and we should assault their stronghold to get it.
That I'm less certain of.
That's kind of stretching it for sure, but if
Because
we
it's
could
like,
do
okay,
it,
well, how do they know? And how do you know they know?
that's
Like,
fair enough,
That's the problem there.
I mean, the other alternative is we just free this dragon and go.
True. Yeah. What was it? The sort of aviary outside that had what looked like just a balcony, right? That led outward, or
Where the griffins were, or where you
yeah,
landed?
where the
the
griffins
griffins
were. Yeah, the room we were just in prior.
You're talking about this, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, they seem like they lead out, but a dragon of Felgalos' size would have difficulty squeezing through that. He could probably do it, but he probably couldn't carry anybody while he did.
Well, we can always dolphin dive out, or Something of that nature.
How long does Featherfall last?
You only need to cast it at the end of the journey.
Assuming you all have the same terminal speeds.
Well, it would actually it's a reaction which you take within 60 feet.
No, it lasts a minute. And choose
Yeah,
up to
no,
5
but I
falling
mean the
creatures.
actual initial casting time. Let me double check something.
The initial casting time is a reaction. It's 60-foot range. You pick 5 people to fall 60 feet per round.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I misread it. It's which you take when you or a creature within 60 feet of you falls. Okay.
Yes. But really,
And there,
actually,
so
let's go into that. Like, what do you know about... God, I'm already blanking on the name. The blue dragon. Imawith? Ilmarith. Why would something of that age deign necessary to attack a group of piddling adventurers at the Eye of the Allfather?
Are you asking this to the dragon or just in general?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
he's
like-
asking the dragon.
I know not about this Eye of the Allfather, but Ilmarith is, well, let's just say when you get as old as she, perhaps mortal concerns are trivial. She's grown so powerful and so old, it wouldn't surprise me that she's deigned on loftier goals. Ever since Tiamat failed to take over the Sword Coast, maybe she's taken it upon herself.
Or, I wonder, do you think it would be possible to reform the Ordning with a dragon inside somehow? Maybe that's what she's aiming for.
I will answer, I know not about giants or giant culture. I just want to be free.
Yeah, that sounds like a reasonable thing.
I wonder, how were you captured, if you don't mind me asking? Was there trickery involved, or...?
I was just flying around, and a ballista clipped me right through the wing, and he'll lift up a patchy hold wing on his right side. It was easy for the giants to net me after that.
I see.
Could I do some kind of maybe a medicine to see how well he'd be able to fly with that damage?
Yeah, roll me a medicine.
Okay. 16?
It's a pretty serious wound. He may be able to glide, but he probably won't be flying very quickly anytime soon.
Okay.
And there's
Well,
no
there goes
easy
that
way to
plan.
treat that, I guess.
You could consider making a patch for it. It'd be time consuming to create something fibrous enough to resist all that wind and to
Right.
replace a dragon skin. And it probably would hurt like a motherfucker for Felgalos.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's an avenue we should,
Yeah.
worry
no.
about right now. Really, we have several options here. It's obvious he doesn't know what she wants to know, so that's closed to us. Do we just ignore this and try and sneak our way out and find what we're looking for? Do we free him, and in the commotion of the dragon being freed, we sneak around? Or do we just free him and try and escape with him and move from there?
He suffered enough that
do
I'd
we
rather
know
he
the,
not suffer any further.
what do the prophecies say about where the conch was?
We don't
For
know if
this one, I thought it was in the highest tower
This one
or
said
something.
search the highest tower.
Oh.
So perhaps if he escapes, down and we start climbing, we might be able to find it.
Yeah, the only thing is that we'll probably encounter any cloud giant that, happens
Or-
to see it.
Ooh. How devious do we want to get?
How devious are you thinking?
What are you talking?
I'm thinking we tell her we got the information. Well, we convince the dragon to tell her, and we bring her here, and in the meantime, mess with his chains to the point where it looks latched, but not, and see if we can overpower her and...
With the dragon.
Yeah, essentially.
We're not exactly... He's not in quite good shape for that, though.
He's not, but I'm sure that we could, help him heal up a bit at least, and, well, I guess it comes down to, would he be willing to assist with that? I'm sure he wants some form of revenge, but he'd rather have his freedom most of all. It's just we could try and barter for, his freedom and the conch if we can take her captive.
That just sounds like it could go bad real fast.
So can freeing the dragon.
True. Well, I mean, the easiest thing would just be to escape with him, but
And then we're nowhere closer to our goal.
yeah.
Unless we want to go with the ice giants, I'm always down for that. Or fire giants. I hate them.
I think we can all say we hate them.
Oh yeah.
While they're all talking, I'm gonna see if I can move around just to see the extent of the wounds.
I'm sorry, could you read that?
I'm pretty much just moving around from the north to the south to see the extent of the wounds that he has.
Yeah. They seem to all be made with some sort of this similar instrument. He's got gashes all over, and he's still freshly bleeding into the ground.
Can I look around, see if maybe it was the Duchess who was torturing him, right?
Countess.
Countess, sorry. Whatever, if she left any notes on what she quote unquote has learned, like a
Sure.
torturer's journal.
Roll me perception.
Okay. 7.
You can't really find anything, and something inside your head says that if she did keep something like a
She'd
log,
keep it
she probably
close
wouldn't
chest.
leave it in the torturer's room.
Yeah, makes sense.
What are these things down here? These
Those are metal cages.
Huh.
They're currently empty.
Interesting.
And I'll check the box as well.
Box.
I wonder if we
is
would have
empty.
been put in there if we didn't curry her favor.
And there's one last thing down here.
The barrel, and that is full of water.
Well, I've come to a realization. We have a way to free him. It's just I want to analyze these chains, make sure there's no magic.
You're talking
put
about
on
the chime,
them.
aren't you?
Well, either the chime, or I could, if he's willing, and I'll posit this to him, I could turn you into a small animal quickly and then immediately free you from it with polymorph. Because I'm assuming once he becomes, say, a squirrel or a bird, he will no longer be chained, and then when I'm freed, he'll be out of the collar and shackles.
Okay, so he's got the collar.
And two
He's got
shackles
the
to the ground?
muzzle. 2 shackles around his legs. So the collar keeps his neck close to the ground. Muzzle prevents him from breathing fire. And the shackles are on his legs.
Can you quickly pass over that with the Detect Magic Maraude, just so we know there's no alarm attached to them or anything?
Of course, and I will do so.
Are you casting as a ritual?
Yeah.
Right, so 10 minutes will pass, and indeed there are 4 alarm spells bound to those, bound to the manacles.
Does it seem to be if they're broken or if they're just not attached to a dragon? I don't know if we can ask that.
All you know is that they're active.
Okay. Yeah, so chime would have to be 4 separate chime uses out of the 8 that are left, and it would immediately inform her that we're doing something surreptitious like that.
Mm-hmm.
How strong do these things look? What are they made out of?
They're made of solid iron.
But if it's on break, polymorph shouldn't cause an issue because the chains will just be dangling helpless, but I can't be 100% sure about that.
Maraude, with your detect magic, sorry, I'm reading this more. There's a couple other things you pick up about these shackles.
Okay.
The shackles are reinforced with magic as well. It seems like they're invulnerable. The collar,
Interesting.
The collar has a specific enchantment on it that prevents the dragon from changing his shape.
Right,
That
dragons
would
can do
explain.
that. I wonder if that kind of covers polymorph as well, or if it's just the dragon's natural shape-shifting.
Can we tell from the extent of the at least the giant chain that's bolted to the wall, if it extends to the wall itself, the invulnerability?
There?
Yeah.
The stone wall itself is not magically strengthened, but there is like an anchor inside that puts the chain into the wall.
And what's the light source here?
There is a lamp there, blazing not sunlight, but natural looking light
Okay.
in the area.
Yeah,
the
so
polymorph is out.
Yeah, I'm guessing polymorph's going to be out if he can't
Breaking's out.
change shape.
And I'm guessing there's a key hole in each of these. For each of them.
There is a keyhole for each of them.
Does
that answer your question?
Yeah. Well, I'm not very well versed in picking locks, so that's probably not going to be my expertise. And breaking them, and if polymorph is also out, what could we do? Did the muzzle have any kind of magic on it?
Muzzle seems to be reinforced with that same magic that keeps the shackles from being broken, but there's no like other magic on it besides the alarm.
Fortunately, I'm not very helpful at the moment because all I have is yeah, I don't have any spells that could take care of that, and I'm not very good with any kind of.
I am literally
Escape.
useless.
I mean, I could try to heal him, and he might be able to pull the thing out of the wall, but that's stretching it.
I do have at least a use of dispel magic, but that would just be, gosh, the DC would be 10 plus the spell's level, which we don't know. But if we use it on the one that's on the one that prevents him from shapeshifting, then at least we pretty much have him out. If
The issue is I'm not sure if how the chime works with well, for one thing, if it'll even work if it's invulnerable, that usually means some form of immunity to some types of magic. But also, I'm not sure if it's. I guess I pointed at an object, so I should be okay.
Right, but like what I mean is, if it's just one part that's
Preventing it.
is the part that's preventing him from shapeshifting also invulnerable?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure that would even work. I mean, we could focus our efforts on trying to sunder that bit so that once it's broken, he can shapeshift, but something tells me the alarm will be like when it's struck or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We could probably pass it off as him trying to flail about, but I'd rather not go down that route immediately.
We could maybe tell the Countess that he's willing to lead us to it, and then we can report back. But I don't think I think she gets suspicious
I doubt
of
that. Yeah, she'd just say,
Be
"Well,
right
then
back
why
in a
doesn't he
second."
just tell you and you can tell me?"
Well, that's the thing, not tell, show,
But
But
show implies he knows where it is, so get the
But it could
location.
require some kind of dragon.
See you all in a half hour. Yeah, because I do not feel good leaving him here any longer, but I don't know how we're gonna let him
What if
out.
we just tell her the truth?
I mean, we can try. We don't have to solve this immediately. We can report that he doesn't seem to be talking, and he told us that he doesn't seem to know it, and he seemed to be telling the truth. Maybe she'll accept the third-party answer, but
I doubt it. She'll probably see us as sympathizers for the dragon.
Either that or just kill him outright.
that's a possibility too.
Well, I think you guys can have till Wednesday to figure it out because it's overtime. I'm sleepy and
Yeah, that's
Okay,
I want
sure.
to go out.
And this is a interesting place to stop at least, where we give it some thought.
Uh-huh.
All right.